I started being involved when I was an elementary school kid at Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Bayonne, New Jersey. It was a Polish parish. My parents were new Polish immigrants, so of course we went to the Catholic school there. I volunteered during the whole 80s when there was martial law in Poland to send packages to Poland, and I grew up with all the stories of what it was like because my parents were born during the war. My uncle, who was 12 during the war, got sent to Siberia and came through Siberia, through the Middle East, and then to the U.S. So this is what I grew up with. I heard all those wartime stories, so I felt, being the first American born, a particular connection, and then from there it just grew. So the wall just came down, everything opened up, so there was a lag during the whole communist period. If you go back historically, if you look up just before World War II, things were pretty much on par with the rest of Europe, but then you had 50 years of communism, so things weren't quite there. But there was a big hunger to get things, and by accident, I got involved with them, and I helped them design the national curriculum. And then that project led to, in 2006, doing the CPR for Schools program in Poland, where in the first year we did 50,000 school children over a 6-week period. And then by the second year, we did, the American Heart already had an international program. We did 50% of all the international training of 80 countries. We did 500,000 in a year, about 5,000 schools. Then next thing we know, about 2-3 years out, we were over 1 million people, 1 million kids, trained. So that was a great project to be involved with. And the next thing was the simulation, which is kind of a higher form of CPR training. So I had the opportunity, applied for the Fulbright, and in 2010, and while everybody else was complaining about the economic downturn, that was actually to my benefit because of the economic downturn. There was a lot of EU projects in Poland at the university where I was being based at. They already had contracts for, and the contractors lowered the price of the cost of construction. So then I got handed a chunk full of money to build a lab while I was over there. And the lab we built was a model for Poland. I don't know what the last numbers have been, but we did, before I left, we trained 5,000 or 6,000 students in the 3 years I was there. In the first year I was there, we went from two of us as faculty members teaching there to 28 faculty members. So we did a lot of faculty development. And one way I can explain to you is Dr. Castellano was a guy, when I was a med student, I had at Staten Island University Hospital. I remember him, even though I had him for 4 weeks, because when he started rounds, the first question he would ask you would be like, who's the Prime Minister of Ireland? He would start with the residents and go down. And he would say, all right, you have to know medicine, but as a physician, you have to be the most educated person in society. And I took that to heart, and I really believe that. And most of the people who trained me in Poland were able to speak Polish fluently, English fluently, and in most cases, German and French. And they can tell you American history, they can tell you Polish history, they can speak about a whole bunch of issues. I think that's what it means to be a physician. Not necessarily that you're multilingual, but that you know more than just medicine. That's what should separate us out, because we should be culturally aware, and we should be a really good example for the community. And the only way you can do that is not just being great skillfully, but kind of, if you think of a ball player, not just on the field or in the hospital, but outside the hospital. How do you hold yourself? And I think the international work is, nobody ever thinks they make enough money. But we're in a profession that makes a different living, and it should be our duty to give back where we can.